Part 7. Computer Security. Attacks. Part 2. 7. Denial of service, DOS, and distributed. Denial of service, DDoS. In a denial of service, DOS, attack, the attacker sends a large number of connection or information requests to a target. So many requests are made that the target system becomes overloaded and cannot respond to legitimate requests for service. The system may crash or simply become unable to perform ordinary functions. A distributed denial of service, DDoS, is an attack in which a coordinated stream of requests is launched against a target from many locations at the same time. Most DDoS attacks are preceded by a preparation phase in which many systems, perhaps thousands, are compromised. The compromised machines are turned into zombies, machines that are directed remotely. In computing, a zombie is a computer connected to the internet that has been compromised by a hacker via a computer virus, computer worm, or Trojan horse. A zombie is a malicious program that is installed on a device that transforms it into a zombie that attacks other systems. 8. Spoofing. Spoofing is a technique used to gain unauthorized access to computers, wherein the intruder sends messages with a source IP address that has been forged to indicate that the messages are coming from a trusted host. 9. Man in the Middle. Man in the Middle or TCP hijacking attack, an attacker monitors, or sniffs, packets from the network, modifies them, and inserts them back into the network. It allows the attacker to eavesdrop as well as to change, delete, reroute, add, forge, or divert data. 10. Spam. Spam is unsolicited commercial email. While many consider spam a trivial nuisance rather than an attack, it has been used as a means of enhancing malicious code attacks. The most significant consequence of spam, however, is the waste of computer and human resources. Many organizations attempt to cope with the flood of spam by using email filtering technologies. Other organizations simply tell the users of the mail system to delete unwanted messages. 11. Mail bombing. Another form of email attack that is also a DOS is called a mail bomb, in which an attacker routes large quantities of email to the target. The target of the attack receives an unmanageably large volume of unsolicited email. By sending large emails with forged header information, attackers can take advantage of poorly configured email systems on the internet and trick them into sending many emails to an address chosen by the attacker. 12. Sniffers. A sniffer is a program or device that can monitor data traveling over a network. Sniffers can be used both for legitimate network management functions and for stealing information. A sniffer program shows all the data going by, including passwords, the data inside files such as word processing documents and screens full of sensitive data from applications. Sniffers add risk to the network, because many systems and users send information on local networks in clear text. A sniffer program shows all the data going by, including passwords, the data inside files such as word processing documents and screens full of sensitive data from applications. 13. Social engineering. In the context of information security, social engineering is the process of using social skills to convince people to reveal access credentials or other valuable information to the attacker. For instance, anyone can check a company's website, or even call the main switchboard to get the name of the CIO, an attacker may then obtain even more information by calling others in the company and asserting his or her false authority by mentioning the CIO's name. Social engineering attacks may involve individuals posing as new employees or as current employees requesting assistance to prevent getting fired. Phishing. Phishing is an attempt to gain personal or financial information from an individual, usually by posing as a legitimate entity. A variant is spear phishing, a label that applies to any highly targeted phishing attack. While normal phishing attacks target as many recipients as possible, a spear phisher sends a message that appears to be from an employer, a colleague, or other legitimate correspondent, to a small group or even one specific person. This attack is sometimes used to target those who use a certain product or website. Phishing attacks use three primary techniques, often in combination with one another: URL manipulation, website forgery, and phone phishing. 14. Farming. Farming is the redirection of legitimate web traffic, example browser requests, to an illegitimate site for the purpose of obtaining private information. Farming often uses Trojans, worms, or other virus technologies to attack the Internet browser's address bar so that the valid URL typed by the user is modified to that of the illegitimate website. It also exploits the domain name system, DNS, by causing it to transform the legitimate host name into the invalid site's IP address. This form of farming is also known as DNS cache poisoning. 15. Timing attack. A timing attack explores the contents of a web browser's cache and stores a malicious cookie on the client's system. The cookie, which is a small quantity of data stored by the web browser on the local system, at the direction of the web server, can allow the designer to collect information on how to access password-protected sites. Thank you.